This is June 19th, 2023. That's Juneteenth. And I'd like to talk about the trustees' decision in the fall of 2021 to display a Black Lives Matter flag at the center, and then, more to the point, and then their reversal of that decision in their recent biannual meeting. That is, their meeting in earlier this month. In that meeting, I urged them not to hang the flag, and now I'd like to give my reasons for that. But first, let me acknowledge that I do see value in publicly displaying the Black Lives Matter flag on churches and temples, on houses and other buildings. It conveys a vital message. The police take the lives of Black people too often when it's not called for, recklessly, heedlessly. The reports of police killings of Black men, usually it's men, just don't stop. Week after week, month after month, the killings keep happening. It's just sickening. Maddening. Now, those who would counter this position by saying, well, white lives matter too. Yes, of course, duh, all lives matter, but it's the disproportionality of which Black people are gunned down by police. And it's not just the killings, but the whole criminal justice system that is biased against African Americans. There's so much research to show this. The harsher sentences handed out to African Americans, the number of death sentences, it's a crime, what's been going on. It's a grave reminder. The Black Lives Matter flag is a grave reminder of the racial injustice that still hasn't healed in this country. So I'm sympathetic to that. How can the police, our public servants, paid through our tax dollars, keep doing this? The display of a Black Lives Matter flag certainly has practical value. It's saying we stand with those who acknowledge and protest racial inequality in the criminal justice system. We can influence passersby who see the flag. We can make them think. They can see that this matter of police violence, maybe they don't recognize it themselves, and they can start waking up to it. Or if they already are aware of this, then it can reinforce their feeling of solidarity with others, with religious communities. But it does unavoidably reinforce a paradigm of us versus them. And this is really, I think, the central issue that tilted me toward not displaying the flag. Why not display it, given all of the value it has, the social and political value it has? And this is how I understand it. There is a difference between the intention of displaying the flag, That is, that it's a signaling, a cry of social justice, racial equality. So that's the intention. And but then there is the perception by others. There would be those who see it as a political position. Those in favor of hanging the flag say it's not political, it's an expression of social justice, the need for social justice to correct something that's way out of whack. But then others can see it as political, and politics divides. I could ask, as far as the value of hanging a flag like that, why not a rainbow flag, asserting the rights of LGBTQ community? Or how about displaying the flag of Ukraine, asserting the sovereign rights of those people? No doubt most Sangha members would be sympathetic to what these flags symbolize too. The Ukraine flag, the rainbow flag, just like the Black Lives Matter flag. Most of our Sangha would be behind that. But wait, maybe not every Sangha member. Do we as an institution want to declare publicly, in effect, that their beliefs are wrong? That is, those who don't align with those positions? Is that the way to change people's minds? And by the way, were we to have hung a Black Lives Matter flag, when would we have ever felt it was time to remove it? Wouldn't it be permanent? If anything is permanent, but wouldn't it be up for years? I mean, unfortunately, I don't see this as something that we're going to get free of anytime soon. In our chant that we do, affirming faith in mind, there is this line: just let those fond opinions go. On the home page of the Zen Center's website, it says something like, Zen is not a belief system, it's a practice. And there were those at the meeting earlier this month, at the trustees meeting, who made the point that it's not our activity, it's our activities that count, not our public stance. In fact, I remember one person who has been very active in Seen Through Racism Committee say that she wasn't in favor of hanging the flag because it too easily then leads to people thinking our work is done. Okay, we'll hang a flag, and now let's go about our business and not be more active in this kind of work. During the Vietnam War, Roshi Kapleau's opposition to it came to be known among some of those in the Sangha. In fact, just as a sidebar here, I learned only a few years ago that this was the core issue that got between Yasutani Roshi and Roshi Kapleau. Yasutani Roshi was in favor of the Vietnam War. You can make of that what you want, but I'm sure that his conditioning was such that he feared that if the same domino theory, that if Vietnam went to the communist regime, then it would just spread. And I think he was so alarmed at the prospect of this this what he saw as this anti-religious system of communism, that he was in favor of it. He said, let's do that. And then he objected very strongly to Roshi Kapleau taking the opposite position. And I was told by Hugh Curran, who was caught between the two, literally going back and forth between Yasutani Roshi and Philip Kapleau, that this was the real issue that caused the very, very painful break between them. So Roshi Kapleau definitely was against the war, but he stopped short of voicing that opinion publicly. Again, affirming faith in mind, if you would clearly see the truth, discard opinions pro and con. And now, to get to the real core of this, what distinguishes Zen, as I see it, what distinguishes Zen from other religions, or the Dharma, what distinguishes the Dharma from other religions, is that it came forth from the Buddha's realization of the formlessness of form. Through his enlightenment, the Buddha experienced directly the non-substantiality of this world of phenomena. His essential teaching is that of shunyata, nothingness. Other religions teach oneness, of course, and actually so does Buddhism. But Buddhist teaching, Zen teaching, rests in nothingness as the essential nature of reality. Emptiness. You could even call it, in modern contemporary terms, it's our brand, if you will. It's our face. The original face. Certainly the Black Lives Matter flag, displaying it or not displaying it, is something reasonable, intelligent people can disagree about. In that trustees meeting, I said, this is pretty much a no-lose issue, and I won't be awfully disappointed whichever the trustees decide. By the way, I'm not a trustee, so I was asked to weigh in on it before the trustees voted. Yes, the Zen Center does display flags, but they're Dharma flags. They're not political. I don't see how that anyone could take them as political statements. They're not setting up sides. And they rotate, they change. There's the kind of the basic one that is up when others aren't, which is the 3 pillars logo, the 3 pillars of practice, teaching, and enlightenment. We also have a flag showing the wheel of the Dharma. We have on nights or mornings when there is Doksan offered, we have a flag showing the Doksan bell. There's another flag that shows what's called the endless knot, which is a symbol of the interdependence of all existence. And there is the circle, the Enso, this calligraphic circle that represents essential reality, the utter completeness of our essential nature. the perfection of our essential nature, the formlessness of form. There it is again. Wouldn't it be a shame if flags other than these Dharma flags, if other flags announcing positions that could be seen as political left some people feeling unwelcome at the center? These flags might even turn them away from the center, and in doing so, turn them away from this jewel practice that reveals the non-dual nature of reality. The practice. We want to open the center to people who will do the practice, which is really what it's all about. What an irony it would be if flags that symbolizing equality, like Black Lives Matter flag, inclusivity, left people feeling excluded, anyone feeling excluded. You know, the ultimate inclusivity is no flag, no thingness. Someone in the meeting spoke to his appreciation of this no position. He related how in recent years when I'm giving Teisho, I would sometimes say something critical about Trump in Teisho, and it would make him wince. Why? Because he said he looked to the center to be a refuge from sides, from positions. For all the noble intentions behind flags, symbols of Black Lives Matter and the rainbow flag in Ukraine and all, they are politically charged. And so there was a good long discussion in the meeting about the pros and cons of it. Until then, the trustees voted to reverse their earlier decision to hang the flag. So yes, I salute churches and synagogues and other institutions for hanging the Black Lives Matter flag, for signaling their commitment to racial justice and other forms of equality and justice. But Zen is unique, I think, in pointing us to what is beyond all that, even beyond all that. The Chinese Zen master Yunmen, known in Japan as Ummon, in a koan in the Blue Cliff record, he famously said, "Even a precious thing isn't as good as nothing." That's where I landed on all this. It was close. In my mind, it was almost a wash. There's a lot to be said for hanging these flags that could be provocative. But Majority of the trustees did agree. So thanks for listening, and sign off.